Today we are in Civitavecchia, which is the port for Rome, and we are doing the Snapshots of Rome excursion. This excursion is offered by cruise ships in Civitavecchia and is Viking included excursion in Civitavecchia. This excursion is tailored for those who only have a short time in Rome. So I'm going to tell you what this excursion entails, and at the end of the video I will tell you about a couple of extra self-guided excursions that you can do while in Civitavecchia. So to start with, can I ask you two things? If you have any extra information that will help others, please add a comment. And if you find this video helpful in any way, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and we will give you the lowdown on other places that you might be interested in exploring. Rome is about 1.5 hours from Civitavecchia. Our bus made a rest stop along the way. Generally, the best views from the bus, including the Pyramid of Cestius, the Arch of Constantine and the Colosseum, were on the driver's side. The bus entered Rome from the south. This took us past the 37 metres high, white marble-clad Pyramid of Cestius, which was built around 10 BC as a burial tomb. And past Porta San Paolo, one of the original gates in the city wall, which was constructed in the 3rd century. The bus travelled north to the Circus Maximus, which was the main centre for the chariot racing in ancient Rome. The bus entered and left the Circus Maximus by the same road, so there were photo opportunities from both sides of the bus. One side of the Circus Maximus is overlooked by the ruins on the Palatine Hill, which is the most central of the 7 hills of Rome. The other side is overlooked by the Giuseppe Mazzini monument commemorating one of the founders of the Italian Republic. The next stop was the Colosseum. Along the way, we passed the large arched wall, which is part of the ruins of one of the 1st century aqueducts servicing Rome. And we also passed one of the entry gates to the Palatine Hill. Near the Colosseum, we passed the Arch of Constantine, the largest Roman triumphal arch. This was built in 315 AD to commemorate one of the emperor's famous victories. The Colosseum, which was completed in 80 AD, is the largest ancient amphitheatre ever built. The bus stopped opposite the south side of the Colosseum for about 3 minutes. This side is missing its outside wall, which allows some glimpses inside the Colosseum. The time here was not long enough for us to leave the bus. The bus then turned back south. Our next stop was the Basilica of St. John. This, not St. Peter's, is the Cathedral of Rome and is where the Pope, as the Bishop of Rome, has his seat. From here, the bus then travelled north around the eastern side of Rome and past the remains of another aqueduct. We also passed the 5th century Basilica of Mary Major and the Piazza dell'Esquilino with its 25-metre high Egyptian obelisk. Next we passed through the Piazza della Repubblica, which marks the centre of Rome, and it is home to the 1888 Fontana della Naidi. The bus then headed across the top of the city past more Roman gates. The Porta del Popolo is one of the more decorative gates. Then over the Tiber River before following the river south to Vatican City. This part of the journey passed Castel Sant'Angelo, which was built in the 2nd century as Hadrian's tomb. Converted to a fortress at the beginning of the 5th century and is now a museum. After parking very close to St. Peter's Square, we left the bus and entered the square, where we had about 1¼ hours to explore the Vatican. This is enough time to do a tour of St. Peter's Basilica, if it's not too crowded. We started outside a souvenir shop, which also has restrooms. The restrooms can be used free with a purchase, but it was actually cheaper to pay to use them and buy souvenirs from other vendors in the square. St. Peter's Basilica, which was built in 1626, is said to be built on the burial site of St. Peter, and internally is the largest church in the world. Its entry is flanked by statues of St. Peter and St. Paul. The Egyptian obelisk in the centre of the square was erected in 1586 and stands 41 metres or 135 feet tall to the cross at the top. Unfortunately, there was no seating in the square, but we've found some ledges at the bottom of the square that could be used as seating. After returning to the bus, we did a loop over the Vittorio Emanuele Bridge before travelling west out of the city back to our ship. So that is our Snapshots of Rome excursion. It's a very lovely introduction to Rome, but you need much more than a day to explore this fascinating city. If you want to see more of what Rome has to offer, check out our Snapshots from Rome video. There is a link to this below. I said I would tell you about extra self-guided excursions that you can do in Civitavecchia. Well, firstly, there's a free shuttle bus every 20 minutes that runs between the entry to the port and the Civitavecchia township, so that you can explore this port city independently. Also, if you are planning your own private excursion to Rome, there is a red Portlink bus that runs every 20 minutes between the pier and the train station. This bus costs €6 each way. Now, if you are travelling to Rome on a Viking cruise ship, then let me tell you about an easy way to get to a beautiful quiet spot on the ship that everyone knows about, but nobody goes to because they think it's too hard to get to. Most people going to the Explorers Lounge at the front of the Viking ships enter on deck 7 and find a seat. They realise that there are stairs to the upper level of the Explorers Lounge, but they do not bother to climb them. What very few people realise is that you can take the front elevators on the ship directly to deck 8, From there you can go down the corridor and through a door that opens directly into the upper level of the Explorer's Lounge, which, as you can see, is never crowded. Access to the corridor is also available from the outside deck, but the sign at the entry only mentions the staterooms and not the Explorer's Lounge. The upper level of the Explorer's Lounge is often totally empty. However, this part of the Explorer's Lounge is directly next to the most expensive suites on the ship, and the service is immaculate. Another benefit of this lounge is that there is no outside deck in front of it. This means that when there are views in front of the ship, no one's able to stand outside blocking the views from the people inside. Well, that's our time in Civitavecchia and Rome. The majesty of the history is awe-inspiring.